Shortly before airtime, I spoke with one of the students who was in his classroom. Shots rang out. 17-year-old senior named Aiden Page. Aiden, thank you so much for being with us. I understand you were in your classroom right before class began when you heard something. What happened?
We heard 2 gunshots, and then after that, my teacher ran to the room, locked it, we barricaded, and then we covered the windows and hid.
Did you know they were gunshots right away?
I just heard 2 bangs, and then I saw my teacher run into the room, lock down, and I was like, okay, this is a shooter.
So your teacher really reacted very quickly. What happened? Because I understand there was another teacher in the room as well.
Yes, another teacher entered just to grab some hand sanitizer real quickly, and then the shots came off, and then she ran in.
And I understand she called to her classroom because she couldn't get back to her classroom. What happened with that?
Basically, she was like, does anybody have a freshman in my class? And then a student did, and then she used her phone to call him.
So she got the phone number of a freshman in her class from a student in your class.
Yeah.
And then she was trying to give instructions to her class about what to do?
The class basically went into lockdown already. There was a student injured, and she was kind of instructing them and supporting them as well.
So a student had been shot in that classroom?
Yes, he was shot in the leg.
Wow. And how long were you in lockdown for? Did you hear anything while you were in lockdown?
There was general announcements being made throughout, and we were locked down for about an hour.
So what, the 2 shots that you heard, or what you believe were shots, is that the only sound of gunfire that you heard?
There may have been other gunfire, though those were the most memorable to me.
And we're looking at a picture that you took of what looks like a bullet hole with a lot of chairs piled up. What is that image of?
We made this barricade, and there was a bullet hole that shot through our door.
So the shooter was close enough to actually shoot into your classroom through the door?
Yes.
Wow. You know, when you say you went into lockdown, what actually did you do? I mean, obviously you're in a classroom, and I know you've had training on this. Do you try to hide in different places? Do you try to? What's the instruction?
Basically, we lock the door. We have this jammer called a night lock. We barricade it as best as we can, and then we try to hide.
And I understand some students were trying to arm themselves with whatever they could find.
Yeah, we grab calculators, we grab scissors, and just in case if the shooter got in, and we had to attack them.
I can't imagine being in that situation for, I think you said it was like an hour or so, standing there with a calculator thinking you might try to use that as a weapon, or a scissors or a book. How were the other students reacting?
Some were crying, some were trying to support others, others were trying to come up with some ideas to possibly counter them just in case.
And I know you've had training on this, but obviously when it actually happens, it's, there's nothing that can really prepare you for it. What was it like for you?
It was insane. The very first thing in my head was, this is actually happening. I'm going to text my family, say I love them, just in case if I were to die. And then after everything kind of calmed down for a second, I was able to get my breath and kind of rationalize things.
And looking on it now, I mean, it must seem. What does it seem like now? Does it seem just as insane?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be weird coming back, especially with knowing that people have been injured and that there are a few students who have died as well.
Well, I'm so sorry for what you and the other students went through, and I'm glad you're with your family, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Senior in high school dealing with this. Perspective now from CNN senior law enforcement analyst and former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, also CNN national security analyst and former Assistant DHS Secretary Juliette Kayyem. Andrew, you and I sadly have talked about these school shootings many times, too many times before. The FBI has looked closely, has done studies of all the school shootings, and a lot has been learned about that. Their quick reaction time, it seems like today, may have been a result of what was learned from Columbine and others. When you hear the account from that student, Aiden, what stands out to you?
Well, as the father of a 17-year-old senior in high school, I mean, it's absolutely chilling, and it forces me, as I hope it does every American, to ask the fundamental question of why are we putting our kids in the firing line when they go to school? What is it about our country that we are awash in guns? And I say that as a gun owner, as someone who carried a gun for 21 years as a law enforcement officer. But the fact is that our situation in this country with firearms is out of control. And the perfect evidence of that is that our children are at risk when they go to school. It's just head spinning, it really is.
Juliette, it's also, I mean, obviously, look, we've known about, schools having active shooter training for years now. I've gone to schools where it's done to see how it's done up close. Just the normalness of this is so extraordinary. That young man had multiple trainings, and they instantly knew what to do. Right. And they took their positions and they grabbed calculators and scissors and whatever else they could with the knowledge that they might have to fight if the shooter came in.
With staplers, right? I mean, that's where we are. We've created this narrative that somehow we're equipping ourselves to deal with these school shootings. So we first tell kids, run or hide or fight in that order. Well, they did everything right today and still 3 kids die. And then we say, well, let's just train law enforcement and we'll have all these drills and make sure law enforcement can get there. Well, at last count, 25 agencies and 60 ambulances showed up at the school and still 3 teenagers died. And then we say, oh, let's put armed guards in these high schools. Well, this high school had one there, and he probably did a lot of good in terms of stopping the violence. Still not enough. I mean, this is let's keep them home. This is the next solution. And so I think if we just realize now that 5 minutes, everything going right, and we've in terms of response, and we still have 3 teenagers dead, 5 injured, and 1 gun and 1 suspect, and that's all it took. So my frustration is McCabe's frustration as well. I mean, this is we can't do anything more at this stage.
Well, also, Andrew, I mean, you look at again, I go back to that famous FBI report, and I don't have it in front of me. I haven't read it in a couple of months, but as I remember, most deaths in all of these shootings take place within the first several minutes. I mean, the killings take place immediately. That's why a quick reaction from police is so essential. But as Juliette said, I mean, 5 minutes from the time the 911 call goes in to the time of the apprehension, that's incredibly fast. And yet, all the lives have already been lost.
Every one of these incidents, Anderson, we study and we learn and we get better, right? So Virginia Tech years ago pushed this issue of getting the first responders to actually enter the building with long guns to be able to fight back, that sort of thing. Our folks in the FBI Critical Incident Response Group, along with their colleagues at DHS, were instrumental in developing the training that's now been pushed out hundreds of thousands of places across the country. The reactions of people, of victims, are better. The response of law enforcement is better, but it is never going to be fast enough to prevent this from happening. And as long as guns are readily available to people like, children at home to use them to kill themselves or others, or young, emotionally challenged young adults who go into high school and bring something like that into high school, you can't. There's no way to stop that with training or prevention. It's just you're always behind the curve.